Yo, what is going on, everybody? It's your boy Smitty here, and not gonna be before you guys long. Just doing a real quick, this is my first time using this stream feature that they got on, on YouTube here. I know some people already utilize it, but just wanted to, try it out here real quick. But what I want to touch base on is, like I said, game development, in regards to Madden, from the experiences that I've had. And especially with what's been recently announced with Madden 18, we have we have a game here. We have a game here that is, let me see. Hey, what's going on? What's going on, A White? What's cracking, man? So, like, we have a game that, we just seen a teaser for. That's all we honestly got at this point, really, to go by. So we don't have a lot of things in depth to go through and understand, articulate, or whatever. Not much to really read into, other than the little features and stuff that that we've seen from the posts up on Amazon and from what Rex had shared. Which, huge shout out to Rex. That competitive mode setting is on tap. You know what I'm saying? Hey, I just got up not too long ago, Neff, so brother's a little bit tired, you know what I mean? Like, that's how I look, I looked a bit flush. So my daughter and I, before she had dipped, we was both knocked out together. So I just woke up, not long ago, took a look at the comments and everything from the video I put up and all that. And, I know a lot of people, I know there are a good number of things that I say that are redundant, but at the same time, we still get the same redundant comments. People say that, man, it's the exact same game. It's the same game, never changes, blah, 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 blah. So what I did was I said, okay, well, let me take some initiative and put up a video showing, hey, look at FIFA 16 in comparison to FIFA 17. I'm not saying I'm not saying have low expectations with Madden 18. I'm not saying give them whatever time they need and all that stuff. I'm not saying any of that. If you paid attention to me, if you honestly have, you would know for a fact that I've told you, especially on the Sim Standard Hangout and when we was on Blog Talk, I've said every single year, all the time, every year, I say if Madden does not hit on all cylinders for you, in terms of what you personally want, don't buy it. I'll say it. I've said it way before anything is even put out. Don't even buy the game. Don't even play it. If that's how you feel, if you're that convicted, just leave it on the shelf. Don't even play the game. I said people take what I say and say that I'm saying give them time. No. See, you're getting it all mixed up. If I said give the devs time so they could get the game right, I'll literally say it. I never said give the devs time. I'll tell you guys, because I go down to the studio and come back and let you guys know, guys, these dudes, that's why Rex says, like, when we talk with them, they're like, man, I wish that you guys could be in the studio, and I wish, he wishes that all you guys can see and learn firsthand what's going on. So that way you have a much better handle in terms of what's going on as far as the community and as far as the game is concerned. You would have a much better understanding in terms of what it's going to take for them to get the game where it needs to. See what I'm saying? That's not to knock anybody or knock anyone's feelings. And that's the thing. When Sim and I first came down, before we came down and when we first were there, we're like, man, they should be able to do this. They should be able to do that. It should all be easy. They should be able to do all these things. But that was not the case. It took years. You know what I'm saying? And we learned. We asked questions about things. Oh, in order to do that, it would take this. In order to do that, it'll take that. Then it'll pull from this, and then it'll pull from that. And then we can't do, like, there's too many pieces to the puzzle to be like, it's just that simple. A plus B equals C. You know what I mean? And that's the thing we try to tell you. You had Maverick, who for the first time went down to the studio and got to learn firsthand, and he's saying the exact same thing. He's like, man, if you guys will let them know what goes on, they could get a better understanding in terms of what's going on, in terms of what it takes for you guys to make the game. And I'm like, that's what that's essentially what we've been saying to you guys. It's like, trust and believe. We're telling you, we understand. They understand the frustration. They get it. But the reason why I say it's going to take time is because that's exactly it. It's going to take time. Look, frostbite is happening in this year's Madden. We learned about frostbite 2 years ago. So that's the whole thing. Before there was an investor call or anything like that, we're sitting up here going down there for Madden, and we're playing the game, and we're like, wow, are you serious right now? This game's not. I'm like, he's like, yeah, man, we're going to be on frostbite, and we're going to be able to do this, and we're going to be able to do so many other things, and da 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 da. I'm like, oh, man. And then at this point, we're still playing Madden 15, and we're down there for Madden 16 when we get this news. So think about that for a moment. See, this is what I'm saying. We learn these things, and it's like we can't speak of it yet until a certain point, but that's the whole thing. That's why I say that was 2 years that passed. Once again, time passed. That's why I say they want to get the game there, but it's going to take time. I didn't say give them time. I said it's going to take time. Big time difference in terms of the wording. I'm not saying that. That's why, like I said, if you don't like what these guys are doing, by all means, don't buy the game. Just play 2K5 or older version of Madden or Axis football or the Canadian football game coming out, or play Blitz or whatever game, or even if it's a different genre. Whatever game floats your boat, man. Just play it. Play it and have fun, because that's what the game is supposed to be for. You got guys like my dude DSK. That's my brother right there. That's great dude. This dude wants the football game to be so intricately detailed that it's wild how authentic he wants the game to play out. NBA 2K isn't even as intricate as he speaks. See what I'm saying? And that's a game that's ahead of Madden. MLB The Show is a game that's ahead of a lot of these other titles. And those games aren't even as intricate in terms of detail when it comes to how a defense is played and all the mannerisms and ins and outs and in-betweens and all. That stuff is going to that's what I'm saying. People set the bar way up here and say, oh, they would have reached it if 2K was there. That doesn't necessarily mean that. That doesn't necessarily mean that at all. Just because somebody makes a game, think back a little bit. When 2K was first dropping on Dreamcast, and Sony and Madden was still working off of PlayStation 1. They were on a lower performing, lower tier console that could not match what Dreamcast gave with 2K. NFL 2K1, even when Madden 01 came out, they still weren't matching stride for stride with 2K. Madden wasn't matching stride for stride with 2K. It's just that 2K was not as popular. It wasn't the household title. But it still had things that were over Madden. But at the same time, Madden in its own structure was still doing their own thing. They weren't tit for tat, blow for blow, matching 2K to the fullest. So that's my point. That's what I'm saying, guys. When I'm saying, if 2K were to be here and compete right now and all that stuff, who knows what would happen in terms of where Madden would be at. I still believe that I firmly believe the game would still be where it's at right now, even with 2K right there. That's just, that's my belief. That's my belief, but, hey, that's That's something that's speculatory. That's just like talking about the whole, LeBron James, Michael Jordan, what era they played in. We could speculate all day, but that's not the actual factuals. You know what I'm saying? If they want to get involved, if 2K wants to get involved, 2K can get involved. Make the investment, jump into the Shark Tank, and make it happen. They can, but they choose not to. So, for whatever reason, and that's their company, that's Take-Two Interactive, that's their decision. So, it is what it is. So, right now, Madden is a game we have to deal with. And from that, what I like here is that I like what is being done right now with these mode separations here, like getting into it. How's Madden? 2K5 was smoking Madden 05. Well, let me see here. Okay, A White, I see what you're saying. No. Madden 05 was outselling 2K. They were outselling, but 2K5 was the better game. To me, 2K5 was the better game, but even in that, 2K and Madden still traded off. See what I'm saying? To me, overall, 2K5 was the better game. Like, 2K5 was the better game without question, hands down. Madden 05 was fun in its own right. Like, I still had fun with the owner mode, and it had its own the Tony Bruno show, and they had their detailed things like the franchise stuff, because online play was not the it factor at that point in time. It was just coming around. So I had fun, but at the same time, no, 2K5 was it. That was the creme de la creme for the football gaming for me right there. So I was good to go with 2K5 for many years. You know what I'm saying? And I mean, look at what... Yeah, and that's true. That's true. But even with that, though, Resilient, 2K5 still sold like 4 million copies. So that's a good job considering they had to come up. They had to build a brand. They had to build their brand essentially. And, not only just drop a product, but then build the brand name up too. And they did a good job building that brand. So I got to give it to them on that. They did solid. Yeah, it's, it did have a bit. I mean, like I said, the reviews were on point, but you also got to remember, Madden, even back then, was a pop culture icon of a game. And NFL 2K was not. Just like 2K basketball now is a pop culture icon, right? It's huge. It's iconic. Back then, 2K basketball wasn't. Live was. See what I mean? So, but on the page with Madden here, Frostbite, all that stuff. This is what we got to understand, guys. And I said this, I made this point before. And see, I make these points not to steer people in the wrong direction and to try and wane people off or to be like, oh, you're giving Madden passes and all that. It's got nothing to do with it. It's got to do with the reality of game development. That's the whole point. And now this is the okay, game development wise. I know it's not a fair comparison by any means, but at the same time, look at Axis Football. Look at the Canadian football joint. Look at Cal Anderson and what he's got going on. Even the immaculate, gaming people, like those guys. But I would say with people that actually have a product that can be seen on screen. You see what these guys are doing, and look at how much work it's going to take for those guys to have a legitimate title. How many years do you think it's going to take for these guys to have a title that would even vie up against PlayStation 2 caliber of a Madden or NCAA football? See what I'm saying? Look at the games right now. I mean, you see the Canadian, you see where Axis is at. They're not on that level. You got, and this is what we say. What is it that we say? It's whatever calendar year. It's 2014. It's 2010. It's 2017. It's whatever year, right? You know, we talk about what year it is. We got 4K TVs. We got all this. Yeah, but look at how Access Football looks. That's the hardship of game development right there. And that's why I respect Rex a ton, because he shouted them cats out. He's like, hey man, look, developing a football game is hard. Developing a game in general is a challenge. But making a football game, no, that's a challenge in itself. And he gives them mad respect. And I'm like, yeah, I give them dudes mad props, but I didn't get this high definition television. And just like someone commented on my Madden video, we got Scorpio, and we got Scorpio coming, and we got PS4 Pro out here and everything. I'm not getting those consoles and stuff to play Access Football. I got this TV, 1080p, 4K this, 3D that. I'm not doing all that so then I could all of a sudden be like, well, no, I'm gonna drop it down and I'm gonna play this cheap, this lower caliber game, even though I understand that yes, it's independent, yes, it's they don't have nearly as much of a budget, they're not able to do nearly as much. I firmly understand that. So that's what I'm saying. I'm not taking anything away from the efforts of those guys. Everybody has their unique situation. But that's the whole point I'm getting at in terms of how much work it's going to take. It's always going to be a challenge of some sort. Now, there are some people, far and wide, depending upon the game, they may have a very limited budget, but then they're able to make these stupendously great games. Like, there are some side-scroller indie games that people have made that put some, they made a small investment, but it's beating a AAA title. See what I'm saying? So it's like, but we're talking about a side scroller versus a sports game with all the intricate ins, outs, and everything else. That's stuff that is going to take time to actually do from their end. So what do you think it's going to be for a game like Madden? There's always going to be some level of where it's going to take them some time to really accomplish the goal. And look at all the comments that people make. Yeah, my eyes are open. Oh man, this cat. Yeah. But the reason why we make the points that we make is because we want people. See, I put it up a little bit there. There you go. See, they wide open. But no, the reason why I say what I say is because I want people to be conscious of game development. Not everybody is conscious of game development. Not everybody understands that with game development and things like that, it's going to take them time to develop. It's going to take time for things to build. And, why is it that they don't have it yet? I mean, there isn't a single comment that I've seen on that Madden video I put out yesterday that I haven't seen over the past 5 years. A lot of them are the exact same, just words are a little different. And I'm like, when people post those kind of comments, that's exactly why I keep on saying, guys, it's going to take them time to get it. And understand, look at, and this is the one thing, they are getting it done. As much as people don't give them the credit, I mean, a good number of people give them credit, but then you also have people that just don't give the credit. And that's fine. That's perfectly fine. That's why I say, if you're frustrated, be mad. Be pissed off. Don't buy the game at all. Leave it on the shelf until they address what you personally want. Fine. Don't touch it. But when you play these games, and we said before, when you go to a new engine, you're essentially starting over from scratch to an extent when you do that. I said that. We've said that. Numerous people that have understanding have said that you're starting over to some extent. And the main thing that we were concerned about, especially going to Xbox One and PS4, was, okay, is there going to be this big time drop off? Are we going to lose stuff? And we didn't lose stuff, which is a good thing. Now, going forward, now we're on we're on this Frostbite engine. Now, like I said, there will be the interviews, EA Play. You're going to have the articles, but we're going to have the interviews and stuff. And I'll even be I'll start making videos and stuff where I want you guys to submit questions in terms of what you want to ask. Well, I won't be able to ask everything, but I'm going to try and piece together from what I gather. And then I want to, because I want to make sure that I'm able to answer questions that you guys want answered, as well. Realistic questions, though, in terms of the game. But, of course, we'll of course, when the time comes and it gets closer to release and everything, we'll definitely have the devs come on the Sim Standard Hangout. We'll arrange all that stuff and have them come through, and we'll do our thing there too. But what I want people to do is keep their expectations honest and realistic. I know that people have a big concern. I see it on Twitter as well, a decent amount too. Man, I hope they didn't spend all these resources on this story mode when they could have spent it on gameplay. Because I already see that. I see that coming 10 miles away. As soon as I'm like, I already know people gonna be like, oh, what about gameplay? They could have saved that and they could have did this. I already know that's gonna be one of the big concerns. So we will all see what they do as far as gameplay and how everything steps up. How well did it step up? How well was everything finished? How, how much innovation went into the game here? What was really done? Did they just slap a coat of polish onto the game and say, oh yeah, it looks better now, and that's all they did? Or was it truly a step up? But this is why I say, guys, realistic expectations, the first year out the gate on a brand new engine like that, don't expect everything to just be mind-blowing and riveting and everything's just going to be like, yo, you see everything done in Battlefield 1? Madden's going to be just like that. Like, no. We gotta keep it honest. And see, this is the other thing too. This is why the devs are always between a rock and a hard place, because people want a story mode. Man, Madden needs a story mode, because back then they had superstar mode and all that. Man, they need to do that, because look what 2K doing. And oh man, but yo, you see the journey? Man, yo, Madden need to do that. How many people said Madden need to do that? There are many people that said Madden needs to do it. Well, they're doing it. But then they're like, oh, but they took away from gameplay. Then I'm like, well, they had to do it. Like what do you expect? You know what I mean? They got to do it. So that's just unfortunate. That's what I'm saying. That's the unfortunate side of things for them, is that they have to do it. There isn't much option. They have to do it. You're going over to a new end. No, that's not how game development works. You see what I'm saying? You can't just say, well, we're going to do it all over here, and then we're just going to copy and paste it over. It doesn't work that way, Troy. It's, it would be awesome. Don't get me wrong. Hey, it'd be awesome if it was that simple. Well, I'll throw up the quote fingers if it was that simple, so to speak. But, there's only so much. This is what you guys got to understand. They got the NFL. The NFL wants a game every year. So they don't have the benefit of just, oh, well, they took care of this in advance and they did this and they did that. But what you got to pay attention to is, and this is why Sim says it, I say it all the time. If you pay attention to everything Rex says, he's telling you guys what's up. He's telling all of you. He's telling all of us. He's telling you. You just got to pay attention to what he's saying. in terms of the development. Like, listen to the interviews he's done with Hip Hop Gamer over time, and listen to the ones he's done with Sim, and listen to the ones he's done with others. He tells you stuff. He just, he's, whether it's subliminal, it's subliminal or literal, or if you just pay attention, okay, that sounds like something that they may be doing in the future. Oh, so if it comes to XYZ, there he said back in the day, blah 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 blah. That's the kind of stuff you got to do. Got to pay attention, to what they're saying, because we're able to tell you but so much, and we're like, guys, they're listening to what they are listening. Don't take it like they don't care. Don't take it like they ain't trying to get it there. And we're about gameplay. You can put a story mode in the game all day, but see, thing is, in my opinion, I mean, you got the soccer diehards will probably clown FIFA and be like, oh, there's so much more they need to get right. You got the DSKs and the Grafsters and the NYKias of the FIFA world that'll rip that game a new one and be like, oh, they need to do this. They don't have that right. And they don't have all these other things right and all. But see, me, when I watch soccer on television, me being a casual fan, when I watch soccer on television and when I play the game, I'm like, yo, hey, this game's looking real clean. FIFA, between FIFA and PES, I mean, PES feels like the more authentic title, but it's like both of them have that trade-off, but in principle, I'm seeing a clean game of soccer, a legitimate enough experience that I don't feel robbed. I don't feel like, there's a bunch of nonsense going on. I'm not feeling cheesed, anything like that, right? That's why I'm saying I want Madden to get to that point. I've said so many times and done so many videos where I'm like, yo, this stuff in FIFA, it needs to be in Madden. That mode breakdown there, excuse me. That mode breakdown there with, see, this is what I said. Okay, Madden animation should be on Uncharted's level. Now, that's a good point. People in the past have brought up GTA, right? People brought that up to people brought up GTA. GTA, they spend 5-6 years a pop making one game. You can make the same case scenario for Uncharted series. Those dudes, they spend years making one game. That game, The Order, 1886. They spent 6 years making that one game. Even though it was short, mad short. But for all that's in that title, took them all that time to make one game. See, so that's the point that I'm getting at there, man. They don't have that luxury to say, okay, let's pump the brakes now. Where the game is at, where it's stopped at right here. Now we got 3-4 years. Let's take that time and do all this work before the next installment is due. They don't have that luxury. It'd be awesome if they did, but guess what? They got to drop. They got to drop a title, and then on top of that, people complain and everything. So what they got to do then? Oh, they got to do updates and patches and stuff. When they do updates and patches, that takes away their development time from pushing full on forward. See? So you got all these things that they have to do between each year. It's not like they can say, okay, Madden 18 dropped. Now it's a complete wrap, and all we got to do is focus on 19, nothing more, nothing less. Doesn't work that way. See? That's the difference. This is not the PS2 days where you drop it and then you move on. They got to drop it and then they got to follow it. Let me see. He's a businessman. It says a lot. Probably not on there. Well, what happens with all that bread they make from Ultimate Team? Well, if you look at EA, you got to think about it. You have to budget. That's why I'm like you have to budget, because if you don't budget stuff, that's when you end up dropping off the face of the planet. That's when you end up going broke. You can't just, I'm gonna throw money at this. I'm just gonna throw all this money. I'm just gonna keep throwing it. Money that they make for these various games all go into the EA pot. EA is a huge company. You think those guys don't have these guys? that's how companies like EA stay afloat like that. If they literally just went year by year and made moves solely off of year by year alone, they would not have as much money as they do right now. From a business standpoint, you have to have 5, 10 year plans and stuff like that. Just like the stuff like the Star Wars Battlefront stuff. You think they had to put they had to coin up for that? They had to make plans. Like, you got to make plans. You have to have plans on top of plans on top of plans, and then you got projections and things like that. So it's not as simple as they made this money, now that automatically means this. That doesn't mean anything. If you can make money, but you still have to develop the game, and you still have the time frame. That doesn't mean that the time frame is going to increase. And we got to also understand that these games are made on bigger budgets across the board. You know what I'm saying? So this is not, let's see, only game in town. Okay, hold on. I'm just reading comments here, guys. Let's see here. So this is fun. I'm enjoying this engagement with you guys. So I appreciate this. When you're the only game in town, get that gameplay right. That's a very valid, and you know what? That's a great point. I agree with you. I agree with that. When you're the only one out there, I made that point many times over before. That's why I've said to you guys, it's going to take time. Like, I'm telling y'all the reality of the situation. It's going to take time. NBA 2K has been the only game by itself for years. That gameplay still ain't right. It's still not where it truly needs to be at. That game has core basketball fundamental issues in it right now. And they got a $150 edition up for sale right now. So that's the way it is in this market. That's the way it is. I'm not saying it's right. I'm not saying it's fair, but that's the way it is. That's why I say, look, the best thing I can tell you guys, the best thing I can tell you guys is it's going to take time. Now, with that being said, do you want it? Do you want the game? No. Yes or no? In about less than a month, in less than a month, I would say, yeah. Around this time next month, today is Saturday, May 13th. Around this time next month, I would say about like a month from now, we will know full well how the game is looking, at least. Even the game won't be complete, but still, we will have a great idea as far as how the game is, how it looks. You'll have interviews, you'll have articles, I'm pretty sure. You'll have various videos to look at. So you'll have a lot of stuff to consume, digest, and everything to further help you in terms of making a decision. Whether you want to bother with this game, whether you want to bother with this game or you just want to leave it on the shelf and call it a day. I mean, it's up to you. All I try to do is help with arming people with the best ammunition possible, and that's just education and insight that I can give. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, that's true. That's true, Optimus. Optimus Goob. Beautiful game. Yeah, see, that's on, and that's another great point right there. When Bad Company 2 came out, Battlefield Bad Company 2 came out, you see how things improve with the engine. That's why some people were saying, give these cats a few years with using this engine. Madden will mess around and be extremely lit. Now, we just don't know what that means as of yet. All we got is a teaser trailer. That's why Rex and everybody said respectively, EA Play, you'll be fully enlightened. All of us will, okay? There'll be full enlightenment and all the information and everything else. But I want to say this, though. I definitely want to say this. I appreciate Rex and the team getting those settings separations in there, because that's game changing. Some people may be like, that's whatever. No, that's huge. Simulation setting, arcade setting, and then you got the competitive. Love it. Now, core gameplay is going to be a lot more vital because of that. You know what I'm saying? Outside of what, no, I mean, there's nothing that I can elaborate on, but I'll tell you guys what I'm going to do when I'm at EA Play and I go interview Rex and all them. If there isn't a blog or something like that already out about it, even if there is, I'm going to ask them. I'm going to holler at Rex and say, hey, Rex, explain this for the people, because I want it to come from him. I want to hear it so you guys can hear it straight from somebody official, and they'll let you know. So that's the kind of stuff, like I said, I want to see, I just want to see, I want to see the game expand and grow accordingly from these settings that they put into the game. And this is what we discussed before. When I talked about NHL, and I talked about it very extensively, NHL 17, you look at, they had a starting platform from where they had their settings, and then they built it all out accordingly as well. It's going to take time. And that's, once again, that time thing. I know people hate hearing that, but that's reality. It took time for NHL, and that's a game that, in my opinion, is further ahead than Madden. So what makes you think it's going to be different from Madden? You see what I'm saying? Now, I believe, I don't know, but this is, once again, this is stuff that I'll be questioning. When it comes to development, how much quicker are things going to go? How much quicker, how is it going to help with aiding game development as far as patching, tuning, things like that? And even when it comes to these 3 modes, when it comes to patching and updating the game, does that mean that, when it comes to going forward, does that mean that people are going to be able to, are you going to update arcade settings a certain way? Are they all going to be separate? Like, if people aren't complaining about sim stuff, they're good, right? But you do this tuner and say, hey, it affects arcade mode in this way. It affects competitive in that way. And it affects if it's like that, golden. Because now, this is where, and this is why I'm encouraging strongly, gameplay simulation, the people who want the authentic replication, that are striving and pushing for that, I want to see y'all on Twitter. Honestly is needed. Need to see you guys active on Twitter. Need to see you guys, whether you make a cell phone video like what I'm doing right now, get online, get on and speak it. Yo, don't touch none of that. Or, hey guys, this is what you guys need to adjust. I got an example of it, and show it. But don't be out here saying, man, this is some effing BS. Man, da-da-da-da-da. Like, no, miss me with all that. Okay? You know what I'm saying? Don't do all that. Come to the table the right way, rep the right way, rep yourself, not the community, rep yourself. Okay? Because at the end of the day, you jump online and act a fool, they gonna wash right over you. And come to the table the right way, come to the table respectfully with it, and make your points. I know people be thinking, oh, they ain't listening to no, they are listening. I know I'm not the only person that spoke about mode separation and having the play style separate. I know I'm not the only one, but I know that I push extremely hard for that. I've been talking about that since NHL, I think NHL 14. I've been talking about that. I've been sending them videos and emailing like, yo, look at this in NHL. This needs to be in Madden. I'm very vocal about that. In the studio talking with them about that stuff. And making private videos and stuff like that about it. So I'm extremely happy to see that it's being done in the game. I'm pleased. Now, what I'm curious about is, what are the sliders and everything going to be like? And see, that's another thing going down the road. What's that going to be like? So that's why when we're saying on Sim Standard, we're on our Hangout and everything, we're like, hey, what do you guys want to see in a simulation mode as far as not features, but settings to set the game up right? Look at NHL and what they got. What does Madden need? And that's the kind of stuff that we need to be getting into, and we need to be letting Rex and the team know. As a community, in terms of communication, and like what you said, resilient, yeah, people do need to communicate a lot more. You know what I'm saying? The game players, right? They would never need to hear from me. But see, that's okay. Yeah, but see that's the whole thing. That's the whole thing, Troy. That's super subjective. It's because, and the reason why I say that, I'm not knocking on you, but I'm just saying that in general. Because some people, they're cool with everything. Other people have a problem. You know what I mean? Oh, I don't like this. I don't like that. They need to tighten this. They need to do that. And that's the whole point about that. You know what I mean? Oh, okay. Okay, so they'll be able to. Okay, so according to what JF Solo is saying, that they will be able to do tuning for each one individually. Okay, all right. Well, there you have it. But that's the whole point. Now, people are going to further, and this is what we've said multiple times over the years, people are going to be telling on themselves. They're going to be snitching on themselves, saying, man, I play all Madden, and I play on the highest difficulty and the most authentic, and it ain't no challenge and all that. Okay. But the dude's out here getting blasted and mollywop. Now, well, you need to go to arcade. You need to go to arcade, or you need to go ahead on down to another difficulty level. And see, this is the main thing that I seriously hope that the people up over Rex don't end up doing, is putting their hand on his shoulder and saying, you got to turn it down, son. You know what I mean? Like, I'm like, come on. Please, because, look, I've communicated enough with Rex. Rex would be like, I don't give two flying farts. You get blasted, you get blasted. Welcome to, welcome to Madden. This is welcome to the Madden that I'm building. You know what I'm saying? And that's the thing. It's like we see the building blocks. We know there are things that need work. But we see the process. And we see that it's being built up. But the problem is that it's just going to take them, like I said, it's going to take them that time to make that thing happen. That always sucks. And I know I've said that multiple times in this video here, but that's the best way for me to sum it all up in one fell swoop, instead of just saying 4, 5, 7, 20 different statements. So, for on a consistent basis. Yeah, and that's very true, resilient. People don't like change. And that's a point I've made multiple times as well. People do not like change. They love to complain about how things need to change. But as soon as change happens, what? You're telling me I can't do what I used to do anymore? No. You got to actually play football now. What? Oh man, just like, even though, like I said, Rex and I, he made his point and everything on it, and when it came to the whole fumble, sack fumble thing, I know people got upset. I know people were getting upset because they were getting sack fumbled and everything. Now, even though it was a bug, all right, it was a bug that needed to be addressed, but in spite of despite the whole bug thing, a lot of people complained about that. I saw it clear as day. People are missing. Let me see. Hold on a minute. People are before I go ahead into it, people are playing the game a certain way, and then as soon as they start getting beat, then they're like, oh man, they got to fix this. They got to dial it back. You want the game to innovate, but then you want it to stay the same because you used to play the game a certain way, and now you're getting beat up. Come on now. And what up, NY Kia? Holding it down, moderator out there in these tournament streets. You know what I'm saying? These Madden tournament streets on Twitch. Big up to you in the Playbook series. Check him out. Check NY Kia out, okay? When it comes to learning this game and the offenses and the defenses and everything, he does a great job. You know, I'm pretty sure there are others out there, but I mean, he's not all about the cheesy cheese. It's about football with him, man, and I appreciate mad respect to that brother. Um, but well, I wanted to get to what Troy has said here. How can you have confidence with faulty gameplay when my offensive line doesn't work the way it should against a defense that never tires? Well, this is why, once again, that goes right back to my point to say the Devs want to get the game there, but it's going to take time. That all that statement says is exactly why I say what I say. It's not like they said, you know what? The offensive line and defensive line trench vision has been fully realized. We don't need to do nothing else anymore. It's done. I never heard them say that. Now, if you did, let me know where. Or anybody, please let it be known where that was said. They never said that. What Rex specifically said on our show back then was he said he wants to see poetry in motion. Poetry in motion. He said none of the motion shifts, the warps, the pops, all that. That's his goal. Is Madden 17 that right now? No, it's not. Was Madden 16 it? No, it wasn't. Is Madden 18 excuse me, gonna have everything and then some already done for us? Nah. It's not. They gotta keep working at it. They got to keep on building. And I know we want everything to be done, or we want to see core things done. Listen, I want the trenches more than anybody else. Just like you can't tell me nothing. I want to see trenches. I want to see the passing game. And that's the other thing too, the pass mechanic. I can't wait to get my hands on that and see what's up with that. I want to get into that stuff, man. That's what I want to see, everything. And experience it all and see it all in this pretty much nearly finished package and see what's happening here. On behind them, which tells me some parts of it. Okay. And there you go once again, Troy. Another good point. Another valid point. But then at the same time, though, that's exactly why I said they need to take from FIFA. FIFA has the physics to very, very legit level. Like when they do those excuse me, when they do those corner kicks and you see dudes go up for the headers and stuff, that's your wideout DB interactions right there. That's it. Dudes pulling on jerseys, that's your defensive holding, your pass interferences. That's why FIFA. I see people talking about the Madden tournament with Volterax and all that. Watch the FIFA tournament. Watch that. Tell me where all the cheesy cheese is going on in those games. Because those games be looking very legit. I mean, you got guys go out due to injury. Excuse me. Guys go down due to penalty. All that stuff is going on. We need the same thing here, y'all. We need the same thing here. But guess what? Madden is behind FIFA. So in order for Madden to catch up to FIFA, what's it going to take? What's that key word? Time. Which is why I say that all the time. All right? And it's all due respect, though. It's all due respect. Like, I'm not saying, that's why I don't knock anybody. I'm like, listen, at this point of the game, people could say whatever it is that they want to say in regards to Madden. I know this game is behind. I've made it abundantly clear personally that this game is behind and they got a lot of work to do to build up and get the game tight and where it needs to be at. It's going to take these cats time, but I respect it because at the same time, they are doing a lot of stuff that we need in the game that we've said would not be in the game because they weren't going to supposedly listen to us because we're the smaller community. But the funny thing is, mode separation. who suggested that. I believe that would be more of the sim crowd that would have that kind of suggestion. Whiteout DB interactions. That ain't no casual. Casual gamers don't give a care about that. We do. See what I'm saying? Stuff that goes on in franchise mode. Casual fan don't care. They just playing that. Even though they're the majority. We're the minority. And they're listening to what we got to say. That's why I'm saying bring your points to the table. Everybody matters, dude. That's why, we talk about CFM and movements and all that. Listen, I'm with that. Shout out to my dude Shop. Shout out to Franchise Nation, Millennium OS, all them cats, everybody. All right? We all got to make that push. These cats will listen to you, but you got to bring it to the table right. But they are listening to you. Just because they don't retweet you and all that stuff, don't get it twisted. They are paying attention. Okay? This simulation setting and all that stuff. Look at the pass controls and everything. I mean, come on. Y'all saw me put out feedback videos about that multiple times and stuff like that. And I'm like, yo, I'm sharing this stuff with the devs. Look what's in NFL Fever. That ain't the first time me pointing out passing mechanics to these guys. I point the stuff out, but I just don't sit up and say, oh, well, they didn't do it this year, so they're just not going to do it. No, I'm still going to bring it up. See what I'm saying? And I do agree with you, Troy. They do need to level the game out. Like, it does need to be leveled out. And guess what? Once you build a game, if this game was on the level of FIFA in terms of the looseness, the physics, the ball physics, the player, like, movement and all that stuff, I'm telling you. Yeah, as much as the game is irritating after the updates popping Madden 13. Yup. 100% agree with you, NYK. And that's what I'm saying. That's why I made that Madden video the way I did and shown FIFA 16. Because I'm like, look, some people may not even have the thought in their mind. But I'm like, look at what FIFA did. Look where FIFA was. Okay? FIFA 16 and then FIFA 17. Yes, it did upgrade. But were the upgrades so drastic that it was like, yo, Frostbite just changed the game? Like, and that's why some people have some extremely lofty expectations. And I'm like, I just want to make sure that you guys keep a real expectation with this game, man. I'm not saying this to buffer anything or I ain't got nothing to do with, protecting anybody or nothing like that. These cats, it's on them at the end of the day, whatever it is that they do, Rex and the team. But we are going to come to the table correct and be like, look, guys, this is honestly what we need in the game. This is what we're going to do. This is what, I hope to be, it'll be my first time going to EA Play. So I don't know the lay of the land in terms of how things are going to work per se. But if I'm able to, break some good bread off with the fellas for a little bit, yeah, I'm going to break some bread with them off a little bit in terms of the future. Not just, Madden 18, it'll be off camera, but I'm going to holler at them though. You know what I'm saying? Because like I want this game to rise up, and it is. It'll be absurd to be like it's not coming up. Yeah. So I mean, the thing is, yeah, and that's very true, Troy. And I mean, you look at these past few games since Rex has been there. Madden 13 had some things on both sides of the ball. Madden 25, it did have things on both sides of the ball. Madden 16, that definitely had things on both sides of the ball. I mean, 15, both sides. 16 and 17 both had things on both sides of the ball. So they did. They've done things on both sides of the ball. It hasn't just been one-sided and that's it. You know what I'm saying? But they got to keep working at it and do more. So in that way, everyone feels like, yo, they did a lot on this side on for defense, but hey, they ain't shortchanged the offense for a second. And then the way it feels, flows, and executes, that's the other thing too. It needs to have that visual as well as controlled feeling when you're controlling your guys or you're setting up your defenses and everything in terms of how it functions, how it executes, especially on zone play. I'm looking for them. See, my biggest things are passing, the trenches, and the zone play. I'm looking for those three elements to really take it up. Because the zone play, while yes, it's not bad, but it wasn't great. And I'm looking for that all to step up. You know what I'm saying? And see, that's the whole thing too. That was the first year of them implementing those zones. I mean, look, they didn't even have enough time to take care of the deep blue zones. So that says a lot right there. That, you know what I mean, making these implementations. So this is why, I mean, like, you know, I want to see the game really step up. And remember, and look, Madden 17 out of the box felt much better, especially in the trenches. It felt much better than it did after all the tuning. You know what I'm saying? So, offensive lineman. Hold on, wait a minute. Comment here went away. Okay. Yeah, but see there you go once again, Troy. That's furthermore with development. That's furthermore with development. You got to keep developing. It takes it. You got to build. You got to build. Hey, listen. I'll make this last point, and then I got to get off here because I do got to get myself prepped, and I got to get ready to go out for a little bit. But I am going to say this though. NFL 2K, like I said before, they had at least 7 years of consistent development. That what I mean is the core development, their development team, they consistently had that same team together that was able to work all that time together and build out that game. You silly. You silly, Troy. Hey, what's going on, Tay? Oh, I appreciate that. I appreciate that, man. Thanks, Tay. But what I'm saying is, I'm just saying this here, is that NFL 2K, I forgot my man's name. That was over the whole thing. But the main guy, he was like the lead producer. I think his name is David Thomas or something like that. I'd have to look it up, but he was the main producer over 2K. He was in the heart right there. Like, that's basically like RC Buford and Coach Pop. They've been in the heart of the trenches with the Spurs, deep rooted for a long, long time. That's what these guys had with 2K. You had Thomas, who his vision got to be carried all the way out. You didn't have anybody leave. You didn't have, Ian Cummings. Like I went through the timeline before, and I said you had Ian Cummings, then you had David Ortiz, and then you had Ian Cummings again, and he took it a whole different direction. And then you had Phil Frazier for a hot second, and now you got Roy Harvey and them cats, and you got Clint and Rex and everything. Now they're spearheading up the game. All that changeover, all those different visions being put into this game, and now we want these guys to be able to just deliver. That's the difference. 2K had that consistent vision that was never altered because you had Dave Thomas, who stayed over the top of the whole series, and he was there the whole way, even all the way through to APF. You know what I'm saying? I think he's like the CEO or vice president of visual concepts. Like, so it's like his hand is on that. Yeah, matter of fact, his name is Dave Thomas because Jeff Thomas is the CEO of 2K, if I'm not mistaken. So that's why I'm saying that they had at least 7 years to build from the very first 2K, because you got to actually build an engine and conceptualize and all that, and then actually build the game. They had all that time to do that building. Madden didn't have that. You see what I'm saying? So they had to actually build that 7 year period. Rex and these guys have not been building Madden for 7 years. That's why I say, hey, the best thing I could do is once 7 years passes and Rex and these guys they have that core team intact, then I could come to the table and say, okay, look at what 2K was able to do, look what Madden was able to do. Because at the end of the day, you know, I know that we're talking two different platforms, two different generations of gaming, but at the same time, it still is game development, and there's no shortchanging that. So that's the main point that I wanted to make in that regard here. And let's see, catching and breaking tiles, yes, needs to still be there. Just looking at some of the comments you guys posted, it's not terrible games. Well, you on your own with that one, long snapper. Not even going down that road with that. So that's how you feel. Hey, I respect it, but that's ridiculous. Ain't nobody lazy or whatever. That's ridiculous. You see, no. I will be at EA Play, so I will be there. I'll be there in Cali. Rex and all those guys, they'll all be out there in Cali as well. So myself, Simepball Critic will be out there. We'll be out there getting interviews and everything, and we'll see. Like I said, that's why I said when they put out gameplay trailers and all that stuff, we'll see what happens, and we'll definitely get our interviews in and everything else. And that's what I'll probably start doing is, just gathering questions. What do you guys want to hear? What do you guys want to be asked? I'll even make a video relatively soon, maybe in the next week or two. What do you guys want to be asked to John? I'm pretty sure I would assume John White would be there too, or whomever. John White, Rex, Clint. If A-Dub is out there, A-Dub, what do you guys want me to ask him? And I definitely will ask those questions. Save it, Troy. Save the questions, because I don't know using this live stream. I'm doing it off the phone. I don't know if it saves the questions per se, or it saves everybody's comments. I don't know if it does or not. So just in case it doesn't, I'm gonna make a video. I'll probably do it. You know what? I'll probably do it this week. The next week on Monday or Tuesday, I'll do a video, just real quick little video. But you guys post your comments. What do you guys want to see? You know what I'm saying? What do you guys want to ask? Especially once all the information's out there, you'll have all that out there. But if they're just in general, from what information is out right now, what do you want to ask? Oh, okay, yeah. See, there we go. Okay, all right, Tay. So yeah, like I said, I'll do a video, and you just let me know whether it's CFM related, whether it's if you got Ultimate Team questions. I don't know. I'm not the Ultimate Team guy really to ask about that, but gameplay stuff based upon, I'm pretty sure we'll have articles and blogs that'll be out by then, so some questions may be answered that way automatically. But what I want to do is I want to get some, I'm going to have my own questions, but then also I want some questions from you guys. I want to hear from you guys. I want to formulate based off of how many responses I get and what you guys ask for. What do you guys want to know? And then I'm going to put it out there and say, hey, I'll be at EA Play. Based off of the majority or, whatever kind of questions are asked, are written in the comment section, let me know and I will let them know. Okay? And I'll definitely ask that. Outside of, some things that I definitely want to relay. All right, so this is cool. I may do this. This may be something I do a little bit more often. You know what I'm saying? Because this was cool. I always enjoy this interaction. That's why we love doing the show. The way we do the hangout and everything. Because we love the interactivity, seeing all of you guys comment and everything. It's always a lot of fun. Just being able to hear directly from you guys. So, all right. Okay. Oh, whatever. See, this fool Neff, man. Yeah, man, whatever, dude. You gone with all that. So, but anyways, no, I appreciate. Oh, resilient. I've said that a million times over, fam. So, you know what I'm saying? I've said that many times over. But yes, oh yeah, I'm not just there for Madden. I'm Madden and NBA Live. I'll definitely be there asking questions. That's what I'm saying. I'll be doing a video for Madden and I'll be doing a video for Live. So, because I'll be there, whomever is there, whichever devs are there for both of those games, I'll be talking, asking questions, doing interviews, all that stuff. I don't know if they'll let me capture footage. I doubt it. I'm not certain on that. So that may be up in the air. I may not be able to get any footage, but I will be getting interviews. So that is without question. But I want to take questions from you guys too, and be able to take that out there to them and be like, yo, what is it that you guys want to hear? You know, what is it that you guys have questions about? Questions about modes, questions about, you know, settings, gameplay, things you can edit, things you can adjust, whatever. Okay? And let it be known, and you know, I want to make sure that I'm going out there not just on my own behalf. It's not just for me, it's also for you guys, cuz this is why I do all this stuff for, man. You know what I'm saying? So, let's make this thing happen, all right? Yep. So this is it. But like I said, I'll do more blogs. And win the Super Bowl before the Steelers. It's time for. Oh man, yeah, and you right there. You right there. Neff. It will. So that's it definitely will. It's gonna tell every time the game comes out. Every time these games come out, folk get told on, whether it's NBA 2K, Madden, FIFA, whatever. San Diego Studios. Oh, Sony will make more. Yes, Long Snapper, I definitely agree with you on that one. I personally, you know what? I'll say this real quick too, and then I'll jump. As much as we say, yo, NBA 2K, excuse me, as much as we say 2K Sports, real talk, I'd rather have Sony be, you know what I'm saying? If it could be only one other person outside of EA, I'd rather say Sony. I'd rather see Sony make another football game. Look at MLB The Show. Yeah, and see, understand this too. You know, these teaser trailers, they're not for us. They're not for us. You know, Rex had made that abundantly clear when we interviewed him before. It's not for us. So, you know, but yeah, that's why I say, like, I would love to see Sony get back involved and make a football game and get back into the mix. I would rather it be them than 2K any day of the week. Look at MLB The Show, and it smokes 2K. Okay, it's just a mere fact they're doing baseball versus basketball, so that's why. No, but um, other than that, I appreciate every single one of y'all that came through to hang out with me, whether it's just for a minute or 10 seconds or whatever. You know, comments, the likes, definitely subscribe. I'll be back with more. I don't know if this should be a daily thing I do or not, but you know, when I feel the need to express something or got some thoughts, I definitely want to express them with you guys, because I don't want you guys thinking that, you know, I like this live interactivity with y'all. I want to make sure that this is a community thing, and I want to make sure this is pushed. I know I haven't really been consistent with making videos in the past and everything. I'm doing my best to change that. You know what I'm saying? So I want to make sure that I push and spread and gain, you know, heck, if people want to sub. I'll be doing more videos. I'll be back with more NBA Playgrounds, because I haven't been on that. But I need to get myself a schedule, because I want to play some NBA Playgrounds. I want to play some Madden. I want to play some show. I want to play, you know what I mean? So, and I want to stream that stuff too. So once again, I'm further able to interact with you guys. I know I'm speaking to you guys on a Saturday. It's a lot more availability, but I want to be able to hit y'all up. You know what I'm saying? And you guys be able to come in and hang out with me. Whether that means I need to stream in the afternoon or stream in the evening time, if that's better, then, you know, hey, I'll do that. But I want to make sure that I'm doing it, you know, what works best for you guys. You know what I'm saying? Because I want to make sure that you guys are able, that we're able to hang out and we're able to interact and engage. So, but until next time, all you guys, the vids will be coming, Neff. Don't you worry. All right, I got stuff to put out. I got stuff to put out. But it's not just about quantity. I want to make sure my stuff is of quality too. So not just quantity. All right. But all right, y'all. I gotta go. I'll holler at you guys later. All of you guys, thank you for coming by. The videos will be coming this week. I'll have a video probably either Monday or Tuesday on Madden, and then another one will be done for live and just post out, you know, what you guys want to hear. And hey, the video is going to be there, so just put it out. Okay, put what you guys want in the comment section, and I definitely will be taking the main questions that I can. I'll take those questions, and I definitely will be asking them. All right. So until next time, you guys all be safe. Take care. God bless. And I shall be hitting y'all up with another vlog maybe in a few days. We'll see. So, all right, y'all. Take care. Oh, yeah, I definitely will, because I'm going to talk about basketball, talk about these playoffs and stuff a little bit too. So this is something that I'll do. I'll work it into the routine some way, somehow. But I'll holler at y'all later. Take care. Peace.